Hello everyone, and I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another episode of Extinct Bricks Originals! And for this special episode, we will be featuring the LEGO compatible custom chaos effect Compstegnathus. This is also part of Extinct Bricks Hybrids. But before we go on with the video, I'd like to say thanks to youtube.com audio library for this awesome background music. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification button. You can also follow me on my social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and also in LYKA, which is only available here in the Philippines but will be global soon. To support my channel, please do not skip on all my video ads. Thank you so much in advance. Alright, so the Guess This PC contest winners will be announced at the end of the video, but first, here is how you can actually join. Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and then click on the community link to see all my posts. There you'll see all the entries for the Guess This PC contest. I'll see you there! Weird looking vermins! Well anyways, this is the making of the Compstegnathus. First up, Kitbashing. Kitbashing is where you actually combine several parts from other figures together, and here is the end result. You'll have parts from a raptor, parts from the Dilophosaurus, and even parts from a Lego tree. There is actually a little sculpting done here, so maybe probably you guys can try it. The other plates are actually made up of foam material, which you have probably seen on some of my custom figures before. I added a little bit some more details, such as putting on the tongue. The tongue is actually made up of a rubber wiring, which I actually use for some of the tails for most of my megafauna creatures. Okay, so after that, I moved on with the painting. But first, I added a really quick primer to it. The primer that I used for this is, of course, Bosny number 68 in gray. It actually takes up good paint, so you should also probably use that as well. Okay, so the colors of the Compstegnathus is basically black and, of course, this turquoise with a little bit of brown and white, and that's pretty much it. I added several more details, such as, of course, the striping from the neck going towards the tail. Also, there are black areas in the face as well. So those are the things that are actually done very solidly. For all the black parts of this figure, I actually used a LYKA brand for the acrylic colors. It is actually glossy when you paint it, and then when it dries up, it is flat black. So I'm really liking the LYKA. Maybe probably for the next couple of paintings that I will be using, if I run out of the other colors, I will be using those or that particular brand instead. So anyways, moving on with several more details. So as I've said earlier, I used the same color black in coloring the head, as well as the speckles on the lower jaw. The stripes on the sides are also in black, and yeah, that's it. So the same color turquoise that I used on the body is actually also used on the markings on the sides of the legs. Actually, the figure that I'm referring to doesn't have this, but it actually adds a little bit of detail touch to it, and I'm liking it. A bright blue color is actually then applied to the head part, and this is also carried over on the bottom side of the tail. Now it's time to highlight the yellow portions of this creature. The yellow paint actually runs from the base of the neck going towards the tail. It is a straight line in the original figure, but I figured the Indoraptor also has the same kind of flying, so I wanted it to be really irregular and somehow broken down into several lines. The mid sections of these plates also has this yellow color, so I added those as well. Finishing up on the details of this particular figure, I colored the mouth and also the tongue and also the teeth as well as the eyes. And after all the painting, this is how it actually turned out. I'm really liking it. It's really popping, and the contrast between the yellows and the blacks is really good. Now it's time for us to move on to assemblies. You can do it, and let's bolt in. Let's count the number of parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 parts to it. Let's start by connecting the head with the lower jaw. This then is connected to the body itself. Let's connect this to the neck part. Alright. Now it's time for us to connect the arms. This is the left part and then the right arm. Okay. Now all that is left would be to connect the legs. Let's start with the right and then with the left. And voila! That finishes off the LYKA compatible costume Compstegnathus. Now it's time for us to move on with a closer look of this figure. And EB is here to present the Compstegnathus. This is one of his most favorite hybrids, and I think it really looks good in my opinion. And as you've seen earlier, this is actually based off from the toy Compstegnathus made by Kenner a few years back, or way back. So looking at it closely, the head, I popped it out so that you can see clearly the head does have a connection with that of the tongue. The tongue is divided into two at the end, like so. Probably because it is from a tree frog, so that is where it got it from. The head coloration is composed of this bright blue, black, and of course turquoise. So connecting the head back to its body, you can see that it has several plates to it. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it has 22 pairs of black plates and this one orange plate on the second row of the plates between it. Okay, so the tongue is actually rubberized and the head can actually open and close its mouth. It can be removed. It moves its arms and also its legs. It doesn't have articulation on the tail, but I guess that's okay. And that's about it for the closer look. Let us now move on with size comparisons. And for the size comparisons, of course, we will be comparing the human versus the dinosaur size, and also be compared with other creations that I've had so far. And comparing it with Usher, or I mean EB here, you can see that it's pretty much the same size, although the picture on Hellraptors and image is actually a little bit smaller, I guess. It's now time for us to compare with my other hybrids. And first up, this is the Extinct Break Spinoraptor. The Spinoraptor is actually based off from the hybrid there in Jurassic World Evolution, and it is smaller than that of the Compstegnathus. Now let's move on with Extinct Break Carnoraptor. This is based off from the Jurassic World, the game Carnoraptor. And you can see here from the top view that it is a little bit shorter than that of the Compstegnathus as well, but a little bit higher because of the stance of the Carnoraptor. Wow! Alright, so let's move on with the next hybrid. This is the Extinct Breaks Indoraptor. I made an Indoraptor for myself because I think the Lego Indoraptor is just too big. You'll see later how it actually compares. But comparing the Indoraptor with that of the Compstegnathus, it is actually longer. Okay, so here is the Lego. You can see here Lego Indoraptor, and it is actually longer than the T-Rex. So I made a Indoraptor myself, and I think I did a good job at it. What do you guys think? Bad impression of the Indoraptor, sorry guys. Alright, so Let's move on with the next comparison. This is a herbivore that is called the Stegoceratops. And as with my Spinoraptor, this is also based off from the Jurassic World Evolution game. Okay, so definitely the Stegoceratops is much larger than that of the Compstegnathus and can easily kill it by poking its horn on its body. Alright, so I guess we still have one more or two more left. This is the extinct Brix Indominus Rex. This Indominus Rex is actually based off from the Indominus Rex from Camp Cretaceous, and comparing it with the Compstegnathus, it actually dwarfs the Compstegnathus. Okay, so this is the Lego Indominus Rex. It's pretty much the same in size, only the hybrid that I did here is a little bit longer because of the tail. Okay, and last but not the least, of course, this is the extinct Rex Ultimosaurus. The Ultimosaurus is actually also based off from the Chaos Effect line in Kenner, and you can see that it is definitely larger than that of the Indominus Rex, and of course larger than the Compstegnathus itself. Okay, so it is actually one of my very first hybrids done. It was, if I'm not wrong, it was actually done 6 or 7 years ago. Well, anyways, this is the extinct Brix species roll call. But before we move on with the roll call, you may also check out these videos of all my other hybrids on the extinct Brix playlist. Okay, on with the roll call. Carnoraptor, Ultimosaurus, Indoraptor, Indominus Rex, Stegoceratops, Spinoraptor, and the star of the show, Compstegnathus. And that's it for our size comparisons. Let's now move on to the last portion of this video, the last looks on Compstegnathus. The Compstegnathus actually came from the Greek words Compsos, meaning elegant, Stegos, meaning root, and Seagnes, meaning jaw. Thus, this is the elegant root jaw. The Compstegnathus actually is made up of the Compstegnathus genes, the Stegosaurus, and the African species of tree frog. It can grow up to a length of 13 feet, a weight of 1,814 kilograms, and a height of 5 to 6 feet. This is one of Dr. Wu's best hybrid creations. This is the Compstegnathus. Yeah! And that's about all the time we've got for Compstegnathus. I hope you like it as much as I did. Now it's time for us to announce the Guess PC contest winners. But first, we have 10 lucky picks. Ashton Lewin, Santiago Quintero Quintana, Crema, Dan Dimension 193, Carno Collector TV, Mr. T-Rex, Dr. Void Matter, Expo Juguetes y Muchos Más, Gecko Says Things, and the Master Espanol. Congratulations everyone, and now for our top 10 winners.
Top 10.
Irfan Raduan,
Top 9.
Jamil Nurdurani,
Top 8.
Jihan Jaffrey,
Top
Let's
7.
Get Rudy,
Top 6.
Zaki PH,
Top 5.
Claudia Mar,
Top 4.
Albert Burt,
Top 3.
Xenomorph 636,
Top 2.
Wilhelmi Made Us, and
Top 1.
Thunder Games. Congratulations everyone, and I'll see you on the next Guess PC contest. Also, our babies Moira and Asher has their own vlog now, The Adventures of Moira and Asher. Please watch their videos and subscribe to their channel as well. Thanks everyone, and as we always would say, let your inner dino brick roar!